Hey guys, it's Tasnim and you are watching Top News Podcast, and today I am with one of the best people in the aircraft crash investigation areas. He is Datuk Yahaya Abdul Rahman. Hi Datuk, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Oh my god, Waalaikumsalam. Assalamualaikum Datuk. So thank you for joining us. I've been wanting to have you here on the show like forever since I've known you. I think that was like when MH370 happened and you were still in DCA, maksud tu, Department of Civil Aviation.
Correct.
But your career is way more than just DCA. We know that you started out in the Air Force as a helicopter pilot, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. Could you share with us like your experience throughout the journey until where you are now a little bit?
I started my career as a young boy, joining the Air Force, RNAF. So I served the Air Force as a pilot, flying mainly the Nuria X-61, and then I complete my service about 12 years. Then on the next day I joined the DCA.
How did you choose to join DCA, maksud tu?
That was because I thought I've been flying a lot, so I need to do a bit or more of desk job. So I joined DCA. But actually in DCA also I was assigned to do a lot of flight testing a pilot. So I have the opportunity to fly a lot of many aircraft types in the civil service. So I served the Air Force until I became the Director of Flight Operation in 2005. Then going on until 2015, I was the director there. We take care of the air operators certification, pilot licensing, and others in the aviation, in the flight operation. They include training school as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Future pilots.
Yeah, future pilot program.
Commercial aircrafts.
Yes, commercially. Then I complete my service there. I retired at the DCA in 2015. I mentioned it.
Yes.
2015. Then the next day I joined the MOT under AAIB.
After retirement masuk boleh.
Under contract service. Accident Investigation Bureau. I was the chief inspector of accident there. So in fact I was I don't know, lucky or unlucky, but then I was involved in accident investigation while I was in DCA when the government decided to separate the accident and the operation under MOT, under the minister. Then I served as the chief there for about 5 years. I left MOT in 2020.
During COVID.
COVID, because then I missed my farewell.
Oh no! did they do anything after COVID? That was like a bit more smooth, masa dah relax sikit.
Memang we cannot be gathering. We are not allowed. So I finished there. So I enjoyed my tour 47 years of tour with the government.
I love how you say tour because it's such a military punya wording kind of thing kan. So macam how do you feel masa you completed berapa 35 years?
47 years.
47 years. Oh my gosh.
That's so long. Of course, what was your question?
How do you feel like 47 years in service for the country, for the people?
That's a lot of high and low, you know. A lot of experience. But then we can see that the industry improve, and I try my best at that level to reduce number of accident. Of course, we work very closely with the ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization program. Banyak program which is good to be adopted by our industry.
So when you say that you were in DCA first kan, and you were there when MH370 happened and then MH17, and then there must have been a reason why there was separation of aircraft AITB dengan DCA operations, right? Like could you go through with us like the history or the technical reasons behind it?
Actually, this is the recommended by the international body.
Okay.
Because investigation, we are looking at negligent fault of any organization like DCA. DCA is issuing license. DCA is a certification program.
Yeah.
So when accident happen, they could be a negligent or fault kan. So that's why they
takkanlah diri sendiri nak investigate diri sendiri kan.
We appoint ourselves to investigate. There could be some conflict of interest lah.
Okay.
So that's why the government decided to do this. At least we are now, even though CAM or DCA is still responsible to the minister, but in a separate channel.
Okay.
So the Air Accident Investigator Bureau is responsible direct to the minister. And then the minister will appoint us, especially the IIC lah, the investigator in charge.
Okay.
So every accident happen, there will be one IIC.
Okay.
Either it's from us, or if the minister feel that we appoint from outsider, specialized.
Okay.
Then they will be overall in charge of the investigation, that particular investigation.
Okay.
So in my case, as the chief inspector of accident, we look at the overall. The IIC may need help administratively, then we will help them lah.
Okay.
You get it or not?
Yes. Dia ada macam if tak ada orang, if there's no people inside, they may look for
accident. Macam 370 kan, they appoint Datuk Kok
as
the IIC.
Exactly.
Because at that time we couldn't find anybody yang betul-betul suitable.
Yeah. Actually, like we've spoken about this issue, like when there's not enough experts in the country or in the area or in the government that can support or address the problem, right? Like what do you think about the future sekarang ni? Because I know you're very great at the job, tapi you're already retired.
Yes.
Macam mana, like if you...
So during my time, we introduced also a pool of investigator.
Okay.
Because at a line level, they have a trained investigator who is competent to help the investigation body.
Okay.
So what we do that we list up all these names for on call lah, but not immediate lah.
Okay.
So they are quite willing. The most important, they are willing to help us.
Okay.
So when we don't want this to happen, but if there is a major accident that require 20 investigators of different
backgrounds,
background, we will call them.
Okay.
And they already agreed that they will try to help.
Okay.
Because this investigation not really a full-time job.
Betul.
But we need expertise. Betul. Expert on the certain area. So that is in place lah. Because in the AIB now we have only about 5 to 10 investigators only.
Wow.
This will take care about 3 to 5 accident a year lah.
Okay.
Then just nice. But if there's a big one, then we need help. When I say we, I'm no more there. But then that's the
but
spirit.
You are part of it, right? You're still like part of
the spirit is still there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you started it, so your Cynthia is your baby, kan?
Yeah, something like
but
that.
like generally, like we always talk about like air crash. Flying is one of the safest methods lah. Like based on statistics and stuff, flying is the safest methods. Tapi lately, I don't know about you, but I feel like macam there's been a lot of air issues. Like there was Singapore Airlines, there was turbulence, and then starting from MH370, there were more cases coming up. Like it can be external factors. Macam MH17, it was bombed, but generally more crashes started to happen. And then like I remember Tan Sri JJ punya helicopter, and then there was like recently Elmina punya cases. So macam why do you think, like, is it a trend suddenly, or is the aircraft like not that safe anymore? I don't know, because there's so many cases and scandal surrounding Boeing kan.
But if you look at the statistic, there's something that God has given us lah.
Okay.
We will, as far as we in the sky, we cannot avoid. Not to say cannot avoid, but accidents still happen.
Okay.
Accidents still happen. So during my tour in DCA for how many years? At least 3 to 5 accidents a year. Okay. But these are more like a small helicopter, small plane that crash kan. It's still happening.
Okay.
So now the only ways we can do is to prevent it lah, by what we call it, taking a step ahead
Okay.
to look into the weakness, our weakness.
Okay.
When I say our, most of the accident are human factors.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you can say
interesting.
that about 70 to 75% is caused by the crew lah.
Okay.
Mainly the main causes of the accident is the crew kan.
Okay.
We can see that the pilot make the mistake and it crashed.
What would be like the most common mistakes by the pilots?
Most common like weather lah. When they go into
Oh.
weather, they are not careful. They go for example, if the aircraft is not fully equipped and the pilot is not qualified to do instrument flying, they go into weather. So we are like going into darkness lah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
What's my jalan je in the dark and then they don't
in
have
the
no
dark,
option.
Then you don't really know where you are leading it.
Okay.
Of course, there are basic instrument, but this basic instrument cannot really assist in a bad weather situation. For example,
Okay.
this is just example.
Okay. That's kind of scary.
Pilot has got a lot of the experience when it rain, thunderstorm. Normally we as a pilot we try to avoid immediately.
Is there anything the pilot can do macam untuk seek help from outside, from the earth?
Normally the autopilot will fly the aircraft well, but the pilot will intervene when it is
Not well?
getting very bad kan.
Okay.
This is mainly we heard about this turbulent weather. This one weather normally is predictable through forecast kan, weather forecast. So it's up to the pilot to look at the forecast, and also the radar. The aircraft has got a weather radar where it can tell if the severe turbulence, it can tell.
When the turbulence punya case happened, they were talking about how climate change is actually impacting flights and how pilots read their weather predictions and things like that. Is it really true? Like, do you think there needs to be a revamp?
Definitely, the climate change is beyond control. It will happen when it happens.
Yeah.
Only that when the pilot fly, first thing they have to be prepared.
Okay.
Prepared mean in the forecast, we got weather forecast. If you expect a big turbulence, then you must select different height because it will indicate the height of the turbulence. Yes. And of course, another case that we found with one of our airline is the brightness of the radar. Sometimes pilot put it very dim because you don't want glare kan? So because of that you can't see the change of the weather.
Oh my god, that's so dangerous.
So he has to be adjusted accordingly.
How do we make sure like things like that are
this normally from my personal experience, when we see this happening and the pilot admit that he didn't put it enough, so we go back to the airline and ask them to put this into their training. So when they fly the simulator, probably the instructor will dim it and see whether the pilot really checking it or not. So by doing that, there's awareness lah. Awareness to the crew.
But that's like scary. Macam benda basic macam tu. Also,
sometimes it's very basic, but when come to you doing it every day, you tend to
take it for granted, right? Okay, so macam we just like you to share your experience masa Malaysia became the center of the world. Macam just your experience in general. You don't need to share anything yang secret officials act ke apa.
Tak ada, because all this while we are quite open. If anybody will read the report, it's 400 pages, 414 pages a second. The report is all there. And then in the report we also mention what debris we found. All these debris are rectified as the 777. So in a way, I'm trying to say that it really had crashed lah. But further than that, the recovery, the search and rescue, this is something that is beyond our capability at the moment. We need help. pihak Australia has given help. We have engaged foreign expertise, but still we couldn't find the main part of the wreckage. If we were to find, probably we know whatever went wrong in the cockpit. But at the moment, most are speculation. If I say anything, put speculation.
But like generally, based on your experience and your belief, like what's your theory?
Believe. Nanti speculation lagi.
Okay, bukan speculation. Like based on scientific investigation atau.
That is very.
Kau mesti jadi speculation juga.
Takutkan people heard this, they want expert opinion.
Okay.
So we don't want that to happen, because there are still chances to meet the main wreckage kan.
Yeah, betul.
If somebody came with FOC punya search, and when they found the wreckage, then they make claim. I think the government is willing to talk. That's what I read in the papers. After I retired.
Okay. But I know one thing for sure. You were the chief investigator for Tan Sri Jamaluddin Jarjis punya helicopter. I was covering it, and you were the investigator, and we somehow when the results came out, you explained to me that it was like one small part that affected the whole flight, right? Like macam ada ada macam terjatuh or something. I can't remember exactly. But like, what was that like? Like, was it one of the biggest cases that you've macam? Was it a big case, or you rasa it's just one of the many cases that has happened in Malaysia?
This is Dolphin medium-sized helicopter. Most of the helicopter accident you can hear, especially in Sarawak earlier kan. The single engine.
During the elections pun ada.
Single engine helicopters. Because they are flying visual. Flying visual. You can see many got trapped in the weather and got crashed. But lately it's been very, very good. We don't hear anymore for a while kan. Accident in East Malaysia. But during this Tan Sri JJ case, very sad to say that there's small mistake or negligent bit by the crew that caused the accident. So this happened at during the landing at the football field. If anybody read the report, you can know what I'm trying to say, because I can't remember the place.
Dekat they had a pit stop dekat sekolah punya Padang tu.
So when the helicopter landed there, the crew choose at the end of the field, because there was children playing football at that time.
Oh, really?
So by doing that, going to that place is not very the landing place is not compact lah. There's a loose sand there. So what happened when the helicopter landed? One of the wheels sunk about 21 inches.
Oh wow.
So what happened when the wheel sunk 21 inches? At the back there is a stabilizer. Stabilizer. Horizontal and vertical. So what happened is that this vertical stabilizer touched the ground and push the horizontal stabilizer up. So when this happened, the evidence we found was that the paintwork came out at the breaking point. So we found the paintwork, and then
paintwork, like
you know, at the edge when you bend it, the paint will come out.
Paint. Okay.
So that paint came out. We found it at the field where it landed.
It was still there.
It was still there. So when we took that and put it back to the missing place, it fit very well. So we knew that was the bend place that it become weakened the stress. A lot of stress there. So the pilot continued flying, and instead of flying slow, the pilot flew normal speed. Or maybe slightly faster than normal speed. So because of that, using the sound technique, this stabilizer broke off in the air. When it broke off, it caused the helicopter unstable to dive forward.
Okay.
When its attitude is diving forward, the main rotor blade hit the tail rotor. So by hitting the tail rotor, when the rotor broke into
tail rotor tu yang belakang tu.
Yang belakang tu.
Okay. Lepas tu dia langgar each other lah.
The blade severed the tail rotor. Potong.
Oh, okay.
So this thing came out.
Oh,
and of course the helicopter will dive because
it can't fly anymore.
Become light at the back. It dived down to the ground.
How actually do you know like exactly like how many feet did it fall?
About 1,005.
1,005?
Yes, not that high lah.
Okay. It's not macam kapal terbang is like 35,000.
32,000.
32,000, 35,000.
This one is about 1,005.
Okay.
Is bad enough lah. The impact.
The impact. I remember being told about the
and that impacted into the
hutan,
pool
right?
Kan.
Oh, pool?
Macam ada watery area lah.
Oh yeah. Like swamp area. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, that's what happened. So we recover and thanks for the black box, we call it. It's a combination of CVR, VDR.
Yeah.
From this we come up to that conclusion.
Okay. It's really interesting because that happened like macam near MH370, MH17 juga, like a few years after. And like we couldn't find the black box for MH370 initially, obviously. Yes, 370 punya tak boleh kan?
370
memang tak ada lah.
Memang tak ada.
And MH17 took some time for us to.
But we found it lah.
We got it from the separatist.
Yes.
We got it from the separatists. So macam it's interesting like we managed to fully understand the use of the black box. I mean the younger generation pada waktu tu.
Because black box will record all the parameters.
Yeah.
The aircraft, and then another one is cockpit voice recorder. It record all the activity inside the aircraft.
So macam for the helicopter tu ada,
but they got only one, the combination of both, which is good
enough lah.
Good to compare with what we found during our investigation.
Okay.
Then we confirm it lah when the CVR FDR indicate the same.
Okay, but I still want to talk to you about the hottest topic. Many people, this is probably because there's so many conspiracy theory experts out there. How do you differentiate foul play and technical errors? Because everybody uses it, like they talk about it like they're the experts, but we know only the experts really know how things are macam tu. And lagi-lagi orang kata there's a cover up lah, whatever.
Normally at our level, we are very technical investigation in nature.
Okay.
In fact, what we found, what we recommend is no liability and blame.
Okay.
We don't mean to blame anybody. We don't get anybody responsible for whatever our finding.
Okay.
It's a very straightforward technical. You can see the report also very technical. We tell it happened, he died because of this.
Tak ada emotional
tak ada emotional issue inside.
Okay.
And in the event during the tour of our investigation, if we found any foul play, any sabotage happening, so normally this is a police case.
Okay.
So what we'll do is that we make a police report or we hand over this investigation to the police. Of course, the technical part we continue until we conclude the report, but very technical.
Okay.
For example, there's one accident in Johor.
Okay.
That we have hijacker on board.
Yes.
So we see that the hijacker knocked the door, came in, and we heard 2 shots.
In the black box, punya audio recording.
And the audio recording. And then we found out the aircraft crashed because nobody handled the aircraft. That's it. But then we hand over to the police. The police will find out who on board.
Okay.
And then he will see that why this thing happened. And then this is criminal kan, they're killing people. So these are done by the Home Ministry lah.
But do you work closely with? Were you part of the investigation yang macam attack tu, hijack tu?
No. The one is earlier before I joined the DCA.
But generally,
I've read the report just to differentiate when there is a criminal case.
Okay.
What our report should be lah.
Is it more interesting
Of course, every investigation is interesting.
Okay, what's the most interesting case you've done?
Many.
Okay, tapi out of 47 years?
There are many. I did about 22 investigation, as IIC.
Okay.
As investigator in charge. But mainly the small accident, because we can't expect big one. We don't want it to happen.
Yeah, of course.
We don't want that to happen. But when come to 370, it's a bit too big the responsibility for us, because we are looking at other area. We have got to handle those people coming in, investigator, all the administrative. So that's why I think the government appoint Datuk Kok to the IIC. So he did a good job and the report completed.
Tapi like Datuk, what's your most memorable case?
You just name few.
Okay.
Maybe I can
like in general, like macam, what was your first case? Maybe like you remember how it started out masa you were young?
There are many lah. I don't know. I don't know really to specify which. But most of the my involvement is on the helicopter. Helicopter.
Okay.
I had one on the fixed wing, a club aircraft.
Okay.
That based in Taipei.
Oh, okay.
So they supposed to fly to Penang, but on the way they found communication problem with Batuas, because you got to call Batuas.
Okay.
Batuas delay them from going to Penang. So they were orbiting somewhere south of Batuas.
Okay.
Orbiting. Then the weather was not so good until he descended, until he hit the ground.
You just like keep going until you fall.
Because he thought that he's waiting for the
call,
for the clearance. Then he hit the ground, and then we went there.
Okay.
We went there and have a look. It really bad now when come to CFIT, we call it.
Okay.
Flight into the terrain. CFIT.
Where do they crash? Like in public space or like in the?
This one is in the
in the mountain.
Evening, almost night.
Okay.
I think he lost contact of the ground, disorientation, and hit the ground.
Okay.
So that is quite tragic, and of course subsequent analysis of the crew, the blood test we found they were having alcohol inside their blood.
Oh my gosh, flying while drinking.
This happened.
Okay.
This happened because these are the. This is a long story. Like the H group,
Okay.
Yeah, have you heard an
No.
Triple H? They like to do jogging.
Okay.
Evening they do jogging.
Okay.
When they saw the aircraft was doing flying, they just say, "Hey, can I joyride on your aircraft?" Yeah.
Boleh macam tu.
So they went up. This is a headmaster. They went up. They went up as a passenger. The headmaster, and the pilot was one of the club pilot. So this what happened from Penang. They flew to from Taipei.
Taipei. Okay.
On the way, they got caught in weather and crashed. So the experience is that the relative the next of kin.
That must be the worst part, right?
Will come and telling all the stories. So sometimes we just don't know how to explain back, why it happened. Especially when we found that the crew has got some alcohol in the blood system, the blood. So normally our investigation report will come out, and then in case there's a court case, then up to the court to accept the report. We are not supposed to put any blame liability there.
Yeah. That's like the main purpose of your investigation,
yes,
kan?
We want to lesson learn how to prevent future
accidents.
And normally, if the big accident, we share it among our IQ contracting state.
Okay.
Almost all over the world is members of the IQ contracting state.
Okay, so macam, how do you ensure? Okay, when an accident happens, right? How do you ensure the safety and security of the crash site while preserving the crucial evidence?
This is quite understandable because at our level, under national disaster, normally what happen when crash happen to a small plane, normally we straight away go to the crash site.
Okay.
We don't have to.
Even though it's like very remote, macam tu.
Normally we have to go because if not, then the evidence will fade away lah.
Yeah.
So we want to get all those tertiary evidence, for example, fuel or fire kan, where the fire start and all that. We try to be there. But like Sarawak Sabah, we can't be there early,
immediately.
But we try our best lah to be at the crash site.
Okay.
As early as
possible. Do you
possible.
like usually fly it there? Kalau nak cepat?
Adalah for me earlier I had this opportunity because I can fly with any of these small operator kan. Only minta tolong lah.
Okay.
On training flight kan. We go
so
to
macam,
the site.
can you drop me sekejap?
I was in Kuching Hornbill at one time.
Okay.
This one is I was supposed to do a test flight.
Okay.
Then I heard a media call.
Okay.
On ground I heard a media call. So I just asked clearance from the company. We want to see what happened. But actually the same company aircraft crashed.
Oh, okay.
So we went to the site. I could see smoke from far away. When we overhead the wreckage, it was really the helicopter. Another helicopter had crashed there.
Oh.
So of course we cannot land there. Very difficult. Then we guide the military aircraft to rescue
lah. But do people generally survive air crash?
In this case, I think four of them pass away lah. I mean,
is it like smaller aircraft is more risky?
Not really. Again, it depends on your luck.
Oh no, it's all
but of course, with good maintenance.
Okay.
Because when you say small aircraft, it's single engine. When single engine, if the engine fail, you have to go down.
Oh, okay.
But now modern aircraft got two engine, minimum of two engine. I mean, passenger aircraft, two engine. If one engine fail, the other engine can take it to a safety.
Okay, macam kidneys lah. Like you can still survive on one kidney lah.
Yes, still. That's why the pilot must know the procedure to get away, because half of the power is gone.
Okay.
Of course, the plane will try to go down. Then how you get away from the situation? If the pilot do it in accordance to the recommended practice, they will come up with the situation and get back to the airfield and land.
Okay.
So that is a difficult probability because we still fly single engine plane, single engine helicopter.
Okay.
With twin engine, the cost will be twice. So sometimes cost and safety also got to balance up.
Susah lah macam tu. Okay, like in general, now we're more modern lah. I think pretty much more modern than when you started, right? So macam in general, like how has the technology improved like from dulu until now?
Definitely a lot now, especially on the black box lah, the CVR, FDR. That has been upgraded. Some CVR earlier cannot withstand certain impact, but now they strengthen it.
Oh, okay.
Some previous recorder cannot record longer, but now can as long as the engine start, it will be recording already.
No, like unlimited space.
Unlimited
memory
or something like that. It's very good, so that from that information we can get more detailed information.
Okay.
But of course, even FDR CVR, they got their own restraint. For example, we mentioned about the helicopter JJ that crashed kan. We found out that as the helicopter plunged down to 8G and above, the FDR trip, they don't recording anymore.
Oh, because of the impact?
Because of the G-force.
G-force, okay.
As it dive down. So there are some restraint, limitation. There are some limitation to it. But most of the time, the black box is safe. We can get it. Which one? 37 MH370. Because here in the AIB, we got our own lab already to download. During my time, we get this thing. Dekat dekat Stride.
Okay.
Stride Air Force. Have you been there?
No. Where is that?
Dekat Kajang.
Oh, okay. No, I've never been there.
We share with the military.
Okay.
On the place where there's a small lab where we can download all those black box information.
Okay. Are they like stored?
Undamaged black box.
Undamaged black box.
Kalau damaged black box, we have to be more careful.
Macam mana boleh restore or something like that, right?
No, we download it.
Maksudnya macam if it's damaged, is it possible to restore?
We have to handle it carefully.
Okay.
We don't have that experience yet.
Oh,
to do it.
okay.
Normally we send it. The last one we send it to JJ one. We send it to UK.
Oh, okay.
UK. But the last one Singapore, wasn't it? Which
yeah.
one was that? Last one. Which accident was that? We sent it to Singapore.
Yeah. I remember. Are you talking about the one yang elections
I
tu?
think yang the one is Almina one.
Oh, Almina punya kita hantar to Singapore.
We send to Singapore.
Okay.
We send to Singapore. So probably Singapore has got
must have been
experience in putting it.
The Almina punya must have been really bad, right? Like the
yes, it was damaged.
Damaged really bad.
When damaged, we send it. Indonesia also can do this.
Oh, okay.
But for us so far, if it is undamaged, we can read it. So what happened is that we call it incident. Incident.
Okay.
Incident is less than accident, but there are some safety issue to be looked into.
Okay.
For example, hard landing at the airfield. So what we do with that, we stop the car there and we take the black box.
Oh, okay.
Then we bring it to the lab because the black box is not damaged. Bring it to the lab, then we download.
Okay.
Then we can see where
what happened and semua lah. Okay, Datuk, before we finish the podcast, I just want to ask you, like, throughout based on your experience and based on everything that's happened for the past few decades of air crash investigations, what measures can airlines and aviation authorities take to improve the safety and prevent future air crashes based on your findings from the past investigations?
Normally, even in the international arena, we are more looking at the data.
Okay.
So every incident, every accident, if we investigate it properly, we can have a data why it went wrong. So this data will be stored, and in fact we can get this data from all over the world.
Oh, okay.
Then we can see what are the common cause of accident, especially in our country, equatorial area kan, very strong wind, weather very. Sometimes get back and
macam monsoon season semua tu ada effect lah kan?
Macam monsoon season. So we can see this through data.
Okay.
The previous many accident happen. Why it happened that way kan? From the data we can see that this one is happening every time of this time of the year, things like that. So with a good data, definitely we can see the trend.
Okay.
And of course, we calculate the risk, how much risk we can take, and then whether go or no go lah.
Okay.
So with all this in mind, especially to the crew kan, definitely we can we are ahead of the probability of getting into accident.
But like, what's your advice? Like for sometimes macam people complain about delays. But actually delays because of weather, like
yes,
what's your advice to our flyers, frequent flyers?
Of course, passenger, even when I become passenger, we become impatient.
Yeah.
When the aircraft delay, of course you got a bit inconvenient for you to wait your appointment and all that. But always bear in mind that whenever there's a delay, there must be a reason.
Okay.
Sometimes it's technical reason. So let them settle it first, because if the pilot push to fly, then there could be danger there.
Yeah.
So in this case, of course, the crew the crew mean the pilot and the crew must make sure the aircraft is safe to fly.
Okay, so the conclusion is don't get angry, calm down, because you never know what's ahead.
Yes. I used to get stranded in Montreal for one night.
Okay.
I got to take back the baggage because the changing of aircraft.
Oh, okay.
Changing of aircraft. Because they decided to change the aircraft. When they change the aircraft, then they say the crew has passed their rest time.
Oh, okay.
Their duty time. So they got to change crew.
Okay.
So in the end, my flight was delayed until
the next day. Morning. Oh my gosh. But like, do you ever feel macam like when you're flying, right? And then because you're an expert and you know everything about the aircrafts that are flying and stuff, like, do you ever feel like, oh, I can solve it? Like, do you ever feel like I can go? Let me try. Is it safe? Do you ever feel that way?
Actually, not that simple. When especially when they decide to delay the aircraft, there must be other area that they have to handle it.
Okay.
Let them do it peacefully, and then when they say the aircraft ready, then we bought the aircraft.
Okay.
But of course, if that happened many times, then of course the airline management has to be responsible.
Yeah.
But once a while, sometimes this is happening.
Okay.
On the technicality, even when the pilot got sick, also they change pilot. It take time.
Okay.
Have to delay the aircraft.
Yeah, you don't want a sick person to be flying your aircraft,
yes,
right?
Of course. But you suddenly you fall sick or delay in traffic jam.
Okay.
It happened.
Okay.
Traffic jam. So of course the company won't say it openly.
Okay.
But then we have to be patient as a passenger.
Okay.
But the passenger say, why don't you tell the truth? So this happened.
Okay, Datuk. Before we end, I just want. Do you have any messages for our viewers when it comes about when we talk about flying and when we talk about airlines and risk and everything that involves flying? Do you have any advice for the people?
For whom? For passengers?
For passengers and pilots, of course, because you're a pilot teacher.
Of course, aviation is one of the safe means of transportation, but then there will be a risk. Normally, pilot and even passenger will see which airline is a safe airline.
Yeah.
Not really a cheap airline.
Yeah.
Look at the safe airline. So my advice is that we have to know the airlines, the way airlines handle things.
Okay.
And of course, as a crew, there are risks for them to look into, because as a crew they got to calculate the risk whether it is green, yellow or red.
Okay.
If it is red, no go.
Okay.
So of course when it is safe, then normally flying is very safe.
Okay.
From one place to another.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Datuk. Thank you so much, Datuk Yahya, for assuring us flying is safe.
Safe. Very safe.
And bersabar. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for listening. Make sure you follow Sinar Daily on all our social media platforms, and our website is www.sinardaily.my. And see you guys in the next podcast. Bye.